Dude, you tried to start a few startups and during your stay in Barcelona. It was how long was it? 3 years, 3 full years, right?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
2.5 years now.
You attempted a few startups. Some of them were jokey, meme.
Yeah. I don't know.
Some of them were serious.
I'll tell you what, I feel like the phrase attempted a few startups is like an overkill for what I did. I don't feel like, I went all in and like put my soul into it and everything. There was only one thing that I say I put a nice amount of time into, and I think, okay, this is actually was a nice beginner's shot, kind of, but still, I don't feel like I did the jump that like, you need to do, like, you leave your job, you commit yourself 24/7, you work only on this thing. This is like the commitment that I feel you need to put in to say I started a startup,
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's just a side thing. It's not like your heart and like soul is in there. No?
I mean, not even a side thing. It's just the university project.
Yeah, it's just a project.
Yeah.
It's just a project. It's fun. It's not. I feel like when you say I started a startup, you mean there's a company and I'm working there and I'm on it 24. This is my thing now. This is how I feel about the phrase I started a startup. So it's hard for me to hear like, yeah, I started 5 startups before or whatever, like people saying like things like that, and obviously they have nothing or something. So I don't know. I feel like this is an injustice to the term, kind of.
Okay. So what would you do it at some point in the next 5 years?
I think it's great. I mean, I obviously I really like the thought about creating something that brings value. So startups, the successful ones, like they are described, and like you're like, oh, I can see how this brings value to many people. Like, I don't know, even Buddy, the application to find houses. Mm-hmm. So you are thinking about it and you're like, oh, they are a startup, they started small, they grew, and now they're like really nice and big and everything. And you look at the app and you're like, oh, I can see where's the value in this. This is great. And most startups are like that. Like the ones that succeed are the ones that actually bring value to a lot of people and people like it. So I think creating something like that and making people happy is great. It's a good thing. I have this like note in my room, like this like scroll that I had a Buddhist mentor a few years ago, and he gave me like this scroll. And it's actually a very famous quote that like basically is saying that the purpose of life is to bring happiness into other people's lives. Because you are here, like you are a passenger, you are a traveler, time limited on this planet. So the only goal and the only purpose is to bring happiness to other people's lives. That's the true purpose. And I like it. I think it's great. Bringing happiness to other people. It's fun. And honestly, we all had like this one moment when we experienced, I don't know, when you give someone something and you actually feel great. You give them something or you do something for someone else and they are happy and you are even more happy. Just when you are making someone else happy, you are also becoming happy, which is it's really cool, no? I mean, I don't know.
But is it worth going through the pain of starting a startup to make?
So that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. Is it worth it? I think if you are, I don't know if I should say like if you are really good at this, because I don't know who knows that they are good at this. No one knows. Like we're all like trying. I think it's a good thing to put your efforts to if you are capable of doing something like that, because the factor of the amount of people that you can reach with something like that is very, very big, especially these days. So if you start a tech startup, like an app or a website, you can reach hundreds of thousands of people in a day. Like, that's crazy. I did the smallest, the project, the thing that plays music, elevator music, when Zoom calls go silent. Now, it's a stupid joke idea that we had over here, and it reached hundreds of thousands of people. So that's crazy, no? Like my idea is being seen by people all over the world right now, without doing anything, just putting it on the internet. So if you can make people happy, there are many ways. You can make jokes, you can cook, you can do anything. But doing a startup, you can reach so many people, like so fast, because it's tech oriented. I mean, most of them.
I really realized that I'm not capable of it. At least at this age. Hopefully I am. So listen, like before I came to this realization, I probably heard like 1,000 times that it's like, oh, that's the hardest thing you can do in the world. I probably watched this like video of Elon Musk saying, oh, it's like eating glass and staring into the abyss 100 times. But I never really realized it. It's like, okay, I'm just one guy sitting in my fucking room. I can't start a company like this. I'm 9 and now I was 18. Now I'm 19. Like, there's no way I can do this. So I decided I want to make videos because it's fun. And then now the podcast.
What, did you watch the movie Soul by Pixar?
No.
Well, it's also about like kind of like the purpose
Mm-hmm.
of life, and they speak about, at least if I understood correctly, how it's like super important to focus on the journey rather on the end result. So I don't know if you are incapable of doing it. Like there are people in your age that did something like that, no?
Of course.
So what's different?
As a vision, like I have certain visions. You know, it sounds so narcissistic. I hate this, but I have certain visions that I can only achieve through starting a company that is large enough to achieve those goals and have a large enough impact on the world.
What are these visions?
One of them is a bit creepy. I really want to start a company that eventually, in my lifetime or after it, will lead to the simulation, the next layer of the simulation being created.
Which simulation?
Okay. Do you believe we live in a simulation?
We live in a simulation? No, I don't think so. I don't want to believe in that.
I don't know. But either way, I think it's fucking cool that that's even an option. And I want to make that option happen for our reality, whatever this is.
What does that mean?
I want to make a supercomputer that runs a simulation where millions, hundreds of millions of people can basically live in an MMO where they can basically live multiple lives in the same life through a video
game called Life or something like that?
Yeah, but those are shitty. I want it to be so immersive that you can't tell which one is which. That's the goal. It might even take longer than my lifetime. That's like my actual, like deep down, that's what I want to do. But there's also some goals that I see as my responsibility, like agriculture. I really want to fix something in agriculture because it's not very efficient and it's quite fucked up right now.